There we go. Where's Kaylee?
She's taking daughters to Warrington.
Okay. Let me just get up. Honestly, no thanks. I'm impressed with myself. Look at this, guys. 1 second.
Oh.
Can you see?
No.
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 All right.
I'm impressed with this.
I know. I have to share my screen. 1 minute.
Oh, I'm being attacked.
Look at this.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Hey, look at you.
No. Might change careers. Go into design. Supplements. I think a few of you is always here now. The gorilla. He'll have a few things to say about supplements.
Just a few.
Just a few. I'm warm now. Where's Donna?
She's training tonight because she's been working quite a lot. So she'll be in the gym at this time.
Oh, is she? Absolute trooper.
Yeah.
How's everyone's weeks been? I know I've had a cheeky look at your check-in, Steve.
Yep.
£2 off.
Good week.
Said he was going to give me £2. I was expecting you to actually give me £2. But yeah, you did it. Nice work. Hi, Carl.
What's happening?
You all right? Oh,
Minute.
go. How's things?
I'm married.
Hey! Look at that.
No.
How was the honeymoon?
It was good, to be honest. Went over to Pocklington, stayed in like a lodge, hot tub. Just nice, but chill, get some sleep, because I've not been sleeping that much these past, 3-4 weeks.
I know, yeah. Do you feel like chilled out now?
Glad to get back to normal.
Now you're off to Wales. I thought you'd enjoy this topic, Carl. I'm waiting for you to go off on one, to be fair, about supplements.
Do you know what? Hold on 1 second. Just let me get my headphones, because it's proper quiet.
Yeah, no
I don't know what's going on. I think one of you lot has not paid your internet bill and they're not turning your volume up for you.
Is your guys' faces in the way of this? Let me just move you over.
No, I can see it as normal.
So before we start, bit of a disclaimer for you guys and also all the other clients that watch this video. Obviously, the supplements that we put on your plan are as an advisories only. And if you do have any medical conditions, and the supplements that who's banging? And the supplements that we advise aren't to replace any pharmaceutical medications that you are on. And also, if you are taking any medical pharmaceutical medication, then it'd be up to you to make sure that supplements that we do put on your plan aren't going to interfere with them. If you're making noise, guys, without jumping in, can you just mute yourself until you're ready to ask a question? So, just as a little bit of a task, if you can, or if you want to jump in and tell us, is anybody willing to share what supplements they take at the minute and the reasons why? You don't obviously have to tell us. You don't have to tell us the medications and stuff from the doctors, but any health supplements, any sports nutrition supplements, does anybody want to jump in and tell us why and what they take?
Go on, Carl.
Go on, Carl. Right, okay. A standard vitamin D, because I think it's essential to take vitamin D. Omega-3s, vitamin C and zinc. Obviously, omega-3 is from the last blood test that we did, was to sort of combat obviously different levels in the cholesterol to bring them in line. They wasn't massively out of line, but essentially to bring that in. Vitamin C and zinc, again, essential if you don't get enough for your food, but I take it as a supplement. I'm on TRT, and I've been since
So
about
this is
2019.
just the health supplements, Carl, not the pharmacy.
All right, okay. Right. Well,
Just the health.
yeah, it is health supplements. It's life health, but obviously that's a different story. No, apart from that, sometimes greens, not that much, to be honest.
Mm.
Creatine, which is health supplement, which is wider approved, I suppose. I think what else? That's it,
Yeah.
ultimately.
So pretty basic, just the essentials. And Carl made a good point there that it's because he's not getting enough through his food sources at the minute. So does anybody else want to share what they're taking?
Pretty much the same, really, apart from magnesium at night time.
Magnesium.
Ashwagandha as well.
Ashwagandha.
I eat them all.
Oh.
Who was that?
Flipping out, your
clue-
voice has changed, Sam.
What's that? I know, yeah. I'm sucking on helium right now. So the clues in the name with supplements, I think sometimes you can end up going down massively into rabbit holes with supplements, especially with the whole marketing aspect of it as well. It's a massive multi-billion-pound industry, especially from the sports nutrition side of things. And rather than thinking it as a supplement, sometimes people think it as an essential. I'll go into more detail about that, but everybody's supplement requirements will be slightly different, but there are also going to be similarities between everyone, especially with the goals that you're trying to achieve and our way of eating at the moment as well. So rather than thinking you're going to come away today knowing exactly what supplements you should be taking as an individual, take this, if you're going to take something away from it, probably that a lot of you are probably taking more supplements than what you need to, if anything. If you've been doing this a while as well, I bet everybody's got a supplement cupboard where you buy something because you see it on Instagram or somebody says it's going to help you out, and then it just goes to the back and you forget to take it. But are there some that are going to be really beneficial for your goal? So look at this, put effort into this. Hierarchy of importance. So I think this is important to discuss even before we start talking about supplements. Can everybody see that triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just moving everyone out of the way because I can't see it. So hierarchy of importance is pretty self-explanatory. If you don't have the foundations in place, then there's no point even looking at what supplements you're going to take. So if you're somebody whose nutrition isn't on point and you're trying to worry about if you're taking the right milligram of omega-3, then you're placing your efforts in the wrong place, okay? So we'll go through these different foundation levels, and if there's anything that rings true to you or there's some areas that you need to work on before looking at your supplements, then just make a note of it today and either speak to your coach or obviously just put some elements in place yourself. So most guys in here will have a body compositional goal, either to lose body fat or gain muscle, right?
Yeah.
Either that or you'll have that as well as a performance goal as well to get stronger or fitter in the gym. So nutrition is going to be a baseline for that. And when I'm talking about nutrition, I'm not just talking about calories in versus calories out. I'm talking about your actual food choices. Are you getting a variety of food? Are you getting enough macronutrient density within your food? So supplementation such as a multivitamin usually is going to help those of you who don't eat enough fruit and vegetables. So Carl was talking about the greens drink. That is there for people who aren't getting enough fruit and vegetables within your diet. So really, do we need to take a multivitamin if nutrition is on point?
Not really.
If we're getting enough variety. Now that's kind of a rhetorical question because everybody's completely different. So it's up to you to ask yourself that. And if there's already alarm bells ringing on your nutrition side of things, then there's no point even thinking about what supplements you need to take. Sleep is a massive one. So sleep is your number one performance enhancer. It's your number one way that you're going to recover. Who takes supplements to help with the sleep?
Right.
I do.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing what you, well, not you, Carl, we know what you take, help you sleep. I suppose that is a health supplement to a certain extent, but yeah. Anybody take any legal health supplements?
Magnesium.
Magnesium. So if you guys, any of you guys are taking supplements to help with your sleep, how many of you guys who are taking those supplements are going on your phone before you go to sleep, or watching TV before you go to sleep, drinking caffeine tea at 7 p.m?
I'm hiding the Red Bull down there.
As long as there's no vodka in it.
No, there's no vodka in it. And it's sugar free.
Yeah.
If Steve ever goes in hospital, he'll have Red Bull on a drip, and he'll be like,
So again, a supplement, if you're not looking at your lifestyle setup and your routine before you go to bed, isn't going to help, and it's going to be a waste of money. Stress levels. Does anybody take supplements to help with stress, to help manage cortisol levels? Again, not you, Carl. Go on, Claire, you take the stage. What do you take?
Well, I have obviously my ashwagandha, and then I brought a couple of supplements in. I can't pronounce the name, but obviously they were to help with stress and having a calming effect for me. So obviously the ashwagandha's up there.
Legal supplement, Claire?
No, these are legal. They're off Amazon. I'd never go down the illegal route again because it knocked me out.
no comment.
I'm blaming you, Carl.
We're all about holistic therapies here.
Everybody just blame me. I've got big shoulders, so I can take it.
Yeah, blame Carl.
Yeah, but
everything.
Definitely your bedtime routine. Like I have to make sure, like not going on social media and switching off, but I'll read now before bed and not going on my phone, because I know I try to add too many supplements in just to knock myself out. But
we're talking about stress now, Claire. We've moved on.
All right. See, I've got lost now. Well, they help with stress as well, but winding down. So if you've come home from work and you're not focusing on that wind down time and you're stressed, then taking that time out to chill out and switch off a little bit.
Yeah.
Not
so
just
again, it's just, if you're not trying to tackle, obviously there'll be some aspects. We all have different stressors. So again, it's individual. But if we're not trying to look at the things that are stressing us out and just trying to add a supplement in, then it's not going to work. So we can start picturing now how supplements, just the cherry on the top. Hey.
You're buzzing with that, aren't you?
I am, honestly, I'm like really buzzing right now. Everybody better watch this. Yeah.
To be honest, all them things that you've listed there, the amount of people that I've had approach me, let alone ask me about what I do with my training, and they bring up 5 or 6 different things before they even think about that. Yeah. And I've always said to people, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not eating right, and you ain't training hard enough, then do not look at anything else. Because until you've got them in place, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Because the amount of time that I see other people trying different stuff and it not working is because them key principles which you stated are massive. And it's programming that into people's head instead of listening to social media.
Yeah. And to be fair, I can understand sometimes the want to do it, because a lot of the times we see these fancy supplements, and if you're not necessarily I don't want this to sound bad in any way, but if you're not necessarily educated, then it can almost seem like the secret, or if I add this in, I'm going to get there quicker. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the supplements that we advise are there to help you out, and it will help in some way, but it's never going to be a secret or a quick way, or it's going to benefit. I always say to my guys, if there was a better way than what we give you, then we would be doing it. So for each of you, you might have a slightly different supplement advisory based on where you're at the minute. And a lot of the time, well, most of the time, we won't even put emphasis on the supplements unless we've looked at the lifestyle factors first. I had one client and he messaged me and he said, Sam, I need some help with my sleep. Like, I've not had a good night's sleep in about 10 years. I was like, right, okay, well, one, why are you only just telling me this now? And two, I went through all the questions. Are you on your phone at night? Yeah, I go on my phone before I go to bed. Are you watching TV? Yeah, I have a TV in my room and I watch that. So the things that they're the only things that we changed, and I've got the message on my phone, and he messaged me the next day and he said, I slept through for the first time in 10 years. And that's without adding any supplements in. So lifestyle factors are massive. So if you need to, guys, just look at the bits underneath supplements. Hydration, are you getting 3 litres of water in? Training, are you training to high intensity for the stated amount each week? Stress, are you looking at what stresses you've got in your life? Obviously, there'll be some stresses that we can't change, i.e. work. Are you getting enough daily activity, 7,500 steps or more? Carl does that 10 times over. Sleep, are we getting enough? Are we getting good quality, more than 7 hours a night? I know all the mums in the room are like, fuck you with your 7 hours a night. And, nutrition, are you making sure that you're sticking to what's been set? If you are, fantastic. Let's have a look at the next bit. So we've got 2 bits I want to look at. We've got your health supplements and we've got your sports nutrition. Now, health supplements are pretty self-explanatory. They do what they say on the tin. Things can get a little bit blurry when we start looking at sports nutrition, because there's so many different brands, there's so many different marketing strategies, there's so many different formulas, and there's so many different people promising different things. So I'll open up the chat in a minute for anybody to like throw things at me. Is this useful? Is that useful? Because I know that Steve was asking about BCAAs, and I think me and Claire, probably Carl, will agree. For those that have been training for years, we'll all would have gone through stages where we've had BCAAs and different things that promise different outcomes, and all they are is tasty water.
You're better off with Vimto, in my opinion.
It's what Vimto, yeah.
Sugar free, of course. Not many calories.
Yeah, sugar free Vimto. So health supplements are to support general health and well-being. Coming back to like what Carl was saying about food, the way that food is farmed nowadays, it's no surprise because you can see it unless you go to like organic farm shops and stuff like that. Even then, a lot of micronutrients are lost in farming. So in terms of your omegas, in terms of the multivitamin at sometimes, then it's probably a good idea just to tick that box with a supplement. Health supplements to support sleep and stress. So we spoke about ashwagandha and magnesium. Talk about them in a little bit more detail in a sec. And stress management. Everybody's health supplements will be different. Can anybody think of certain individuals who might need different health supplements rather than just generic?
If somebody who's training for, i.e. a marathon, you're probably going to have to add sodium extra into there. Your electrolytes are going to have to go in a lot more heavier. Because obviously you're going to be sweating them out a lot more. So you've got to put them back in.
So based on the goal, yeah. People who have different dietary requirements, so people who are vegetarian and vegan, will need obviously more dietary support in terms of supplementation. Claire, you've got vegan clients as well, so do you advise taking certain supplements for those guys?
So things that obviously they wouldn't have got from meats, like I said to you, like the EAAs the other day, and just with some of them adding like at least one protein shake in, because a lot of the foods are quite low in protein, even the meat replacements. So there's only a couple of supplements I add in for that, and then getting most of it from food and that as well.
Yeah, there's also an essential vitamin that we can only get from food, which means our body doesn't actually make it, and that's B vitamins. So you'll often see if you've got vegan friends, or if you are vegan yourself, you'll be supplementing, hopefully, with a B vitamin complex.
Yeah.
Usually, if you're not vegan or vegetarian and you're getting a wide variety of foods in your diet, you won't need to have that. But if you are someone who's struggling with fatigue, energy levels, again, we would never prescribe these just off the bat. It'll be a case of, okay, let's run a blood test first and see what that comes back as, because we're not medical professionals at the end of the day. We need to see what's going on underneath first. And then also, oh, it's, hello. Who's that? Join in.
Sorry, my child.
Probably making more sense than me.
I had it on mute and I thought it was still on. Sorry.
Yeah, so anybody who suffers with hormonal episodes or time of the month, PMT, menopause, you guys might need a little bit more support on the supplement front as well, which again is more individual. We tackle that on an individual basis. But from a general rule of thumb, there are certain supplements which most people would benefit from taking. Like I said, sports nutrition, that's where the lines kind of get blurred. But can anyone think of any sports nutrition supplements that you take, the benefits of it, the ones that are not a waste of money, usually?
Definitely creatine.
Creatine, 100%. Does anybody take creatine at the minute?
Yep.
Yeah, we do. What's that other one we take? That other powder, L-glutamine.
L-glutamine.
Yeah.
Glutamine, yeah.
Oh, he takes beta as well.
And then the obvious one would be protein powder, right? But that can come in different forms. Yeah? Wicked. So these might look familiar to you from your plans. We kind of have a checklist of health supplements that most people would benefit from. Multivitamins, which just ticks that box just in case. If you do take a multivitamin, make sure it's a high quality one, not them ones that you get from supermarkets, because if you read the back of that, then the dosage of what they put in is literally the bare minimum that they can get away with. So usually with supplements, as long as it's not a rip-off merchant, the more you pay, the better quality, usually. Especially for things like multivitamin. Nutri-Advanced is a good brand for your multivitamin, if you've heard of those before. Omega-3s, magnesium, vitamin D and ashwagandha. Do they look familiar to most people?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Who takes all of them?
Me.
I don't
Claire's
touch
like
them.
a rattling chemistry. She just rattles when she walks, Claire.
Well, I take none, that's why I'm here.
Hey! You know
I
what?
take
Though,
literally nothing. That's all.
for you as an individual, that might be fine. That might be right, okay.
No, that's why I'm thinking I need some, and I don't know what to do. So I'm thinking
That's all right. What's your reasoning behind thinking that you need some?
Well, sometimes when you're eating, like you say, you're not getting the greens and you're not taking certain, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I eat enough greens, I don't think. Like some days, like some weeks I will, and then some weeks I don't hardly get it.
So that would come back to this bit. So looking at your nutrition, if it becomes apparent that some people just don't like veg, and then I try and have a conversation that, okay, I don't know if you've seen Vanessa's post where she makes a little green smoothies where she'll have like a spinach and kale, put a bit of protein in so she can't taste it. So that's trying to look after the nutrition side of things first.
Vanessa's a different breed though. That girl would drink whatever if it'd help her. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a savage.
Yeah. So it might be for you as an individual, just to tick that box, is to have a greens drink, but then we're missing out on all the fibre that you would get within your veg itself. So it could just be that you just need to plan to eat more veg.
Yeah, I think I do quite a, most days, as I say, but like the odd day I've noticed that there's none at all in my diet. So I just thought, is there something I can drink that will replace that? So,
yeah, there are some decent greens powders, and some of them don't actually taste that bad because most of them do taste like pond.
Van said it tasted nice. I didn't believe her for a minute.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's nice. I was like,
The
nice.
My Protein, a lot of people turn their nose up at My Protein, such as Carl, but the My Protein greens powder in mango flavour, if it's just every now and again, or the one that Carl's showing on there.
Oh, go on, I didn't see that.
Alpha Lion, Superhuman Greens,
again,
Anabolic Apple.
There's so many different brands, but maybe a greens powder could be the way forward for you guys.
Yeah.
Right, let me just quickly run through the benefits, because I know some of you might be taking these things and not have a fucking clue of the reasons why. So I'll just quickly run through this because I want to open up the discussion. So health supplements, multivitamin, general health and well-being. You can screen grab this if you want. Omegas is a massive anti-inflammatory, helps with brain health, bones and joints. Magnesium is essential. Like I've mentioned before, the body can't make it. It's important for energy delivery and also calming. So some people take it before bed. Vitamin D is important for bone health, immune system support, which is massive prevalent at the minute with the big C. Ashwagandha helps to normalize cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. Again, it's not something that will take away your stress, but it can help your body to deal with the side effects that come with elevated cortisol. And in some cases, it can actually help with concentration. Sports nutrition, so the two that I've mentioned, there are thousands of different sports nutrition supplements, but these are the two that you'll see usually within your plans. Protein powder is pretty self-explanatory. It's a fast absorbing form of protein, and it's quite convenient. Easy way of getting that into your diet. There are different types of protein powder. Some people get confused. If you don't have any gut issues, then a standard whey protein is the most cheapest form, and all it comes down to is the one that you like the taste of and the consistency of. That's whey concentrate. If you tend to have like a lactose intolerant, or if you have any gut issues, then a whey isolate might be better, because this has been filtered a lot more and a lot of the lactose has been taken out of it without removing any of the protein content. So that's the one I tend to opt for. But with that, some brands of whey concentrate are fine. It's just a bit of trial and error with that.
Sorry, Sam, what was that called again?
Whey concentrate is the cheapest form, or whey isolate is if you've got any like gut issues.
Yeah, I do. Protein makes me go, yeah.
Yeah. Do you need protein powder? No. You can get your protein from your foods. A lot of people think there's something magic about protein powder, and it's not. It's just an easy way of getting it in. And for me, it tastes good. I like it in my oats. So it's a good addition for most people. You don't have to have it. Okay. Creatine monohydrate, one of the most researched sports supplements. Without going too sciencey on you, there's no real way of describing it other than it's fucking useful. Yeah. If you've got a goal to want to get stronger, to want to improve muscle mass, then get creatine monohydrate in there. A standard dose for most people is 5 grams per day. You can start at 3. There doesn't need to be any loading phase with it. The only thing with creatine monohydrate, because it takes water into the muscle fibers, it can cause an increase in scale weight. Yeah, so that's what freaks people out the most, especially females. Sorry, girls. Usually if you tell someone something's going to increase the scale weight, people freak out. But it's very useful. And what will happen is your scale weight will then stabilize after that, okay? It helps with energy production, recovery, and strength. So it's it's a good one to get in, and it's very cheap as well. Any questions on them?
Yep.
No? Is anybody thinking, shit, man, I take too many supplements, mate? That used to be me. I used to say all sorts. And then the main message that I wanted to get across is not to fall victim to the marketing hype. People get paid to promote supplements on Instagram. Sometimes that's their job. They'll give you all these false hopes that this fat burner will help you burn fat quicker. Has anybody taken fat burners that you can buy online without like the illegal ones?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we
Yeah.
have. I have, 100%.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah. And you know what? Like there is some backing to them. They don't burn fat, do they, folk? What do? They stop us wanting to eat.
Yeah.
They're an
And
appetite
And
suppressant
some of them
usually.
give you tachycardia as well if you
Yeah.
if you're not careful.
And you don't know really what's in them. A lot of the supplements, especially the ones from the US, aren't exactly what they say on the label. You can never be too careful. What is going to burn fat?
Calorie deficit.
10 points to Jacko. Calorie deficit. If you are struggling with appetite, a supplement that you might want to use, but not too much, is caffeine. Has anyone had a coffee just to stave off like hunger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't want to use it to the extreme and not eat, but caffeine can be useful. And yeah, you can put them away till tomorrow. Steve there slobbering.
Steve's on his way around.
Okay. Oh.
You're horrible,
Right.
aren't you?
So, any questions about different supplements? Anything that I've not covered? Anything that you've been told to take and you don't know whether it's legit or not?
My coach is always telling me to take stuff I don't know what's legit or not.
Right, you take that back. You recorded this, Carl.
No. I you know I'm your biggest fan in the sense that I ask you a lot of things out of stuff that I see on social media, and you tell me the truth, and that is what you want from a coach. So yeah, fair dues.
Most of the time, if you're taking anything that is out of this list, I'd be asking yourself or asking your coach why. Like, why am I taking this? Because unless it's everybody's individual, like I said, but there might be some supplements that are not on here that are applicable to you and not someone else. Like Steve's not going to take something that's going to help him with menopause symptoms, is he? He might do, but funny.
No comment.
And that's where it can become a little bit individual. But I think most people need to spend the energy here, because if we focus on getting your sleep where it needs to be, stress down, daily activity up, nutrition, you'll probably find you don't even need half of the supplements that you've been taking. Yeah. So what I want you to do as a task is go to your supplement cupboard, write down every single supplement that you've got in there. Write down the ones that you take, and maybe write down the ones that you think you might be missing in terms of general health and sports nutrition. And then if you wouldn't mind, or if you want to share with me on private, or you can put it in the Facebook group, it'll just open up a conversation and then we can get you all on the right path. You'll probably find that a lot of you are wasting a lot of money, or some of you might just need to add a few things in to help you out on your journey, but it won't be what you think. Does anybody take anything, like I said, or does anybody want any more information about any other supplements? Feel free to hit me up.
Can I pass a little bit of information?
Yeah, you've got 2 minutes.
Right. So pre-workout.
I was going to mention pre-workout.
Yeah, that is one that I used to buy into. and I've probably taken pre-workout once in the last, well, ever since the gym's opened back up, because I used to use it to find me up to train at home. But now I don't bother with it. Reason being is, like we always talk about, motivation and discipline. Discipline was took over completely. Motivation needed a little bit of pre-workout sometimes. But if I know that I've got a big session coming in, I can probably have half of the amount of pre-workout that I used to take. So I used to take 2 scoops of MV3, which is probably one of the strongest on the market, with a can of Monster. And then when I was done deadlifting or training squats, I'd have another scoop with another Monster. Yeah. I'm still here, so I'm all right. I know, exactly. So I'm wondering why I've got 4 brownies in my bag and I'm eating them before I finish training.
Yeah.
I was like that in the past. I used to be like that though.
Yeah.
And then nothing touches me now.
And listen, like, it's individual. If you've got the budget to allow for pre-workouts and you want one and you feel the benefit of it, fine. Like, but is it an essential? No. Like, you could have a black coffee and still get the caffeine. And I'd argue, if you're training in the evening, you don't really want to be adding in that stimulant anyway, because it'll have a knock-on effect to sleep.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't have coffee past 5.
Yeah. No,
I can have a coffee at 10 o'clock and I can still sleep. Yeah.
I wish.
Any more questions, guys? Did anybody find that useful?
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit of information about what we do from a supplement perspective. Obviously, the key take-home message is that we don't put much emphasis on it at all. We focus on these big boys that are going to get you to where you want to be. Yeah, we're not one of these coaches that'll have you spending £100 on supplements every month. We'd rather you spend £100 on food every month. Yeah, all about the food, baby.
I want to know what Donna's got on a pizza.
Hopefully it's pineapple.
No, that's down the top.
Right, guys, I'm going to have to leave it. If anybody wants to do that task, I'm more than happy to look at everybody's supplement protocol, tell you what to bin, tell you what to keep in.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy
Thanks
Friday
so much.
night.
Bye.
Bye.